Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's been a while since I've been on Facebook. And today I want to talk about debt to the soul. Reason being that a lot of us are lost in a way and we are kind of not sure of who we are anymore. We're just kind of a walking corpse going around trying to, live daily life. Hi, Dupe. Thanks so much for joining. Live our daily lives, but not really know who we are anymore. We're lost in our own world. We're seeking answers outside of ourselves when truly the answer that we're seeking outside lies within us. And it's very vital that we know this thing so that we can work on ourselves, become a better version of ourselves, and live truthfully and purposefully while we're still living and breathing. Remember that life is one chance at it. We are not even guaranteed the next moment. And to be dead to your soul means that you're lost in your own world. You don't know who you are anymore, and you're struggling daily. And to struggle daily means that you are in a lot of pain and don't even know how to even seek for help sometimes. I've been there myself, and bear with me, I'm just sharing this. I've been there myself. I've been lost in my own world prior to becoming a coach, an author, and a speaker on these issues. But today I want us to have the deep conversations that can really help you understand how to go back in within and start to find yourself and start to find your truth and live truthfully to yourself. Because if you're not living truthfully to yourself, everybody else will live a lie with you. And that doesn't really help you get to where you need to be. That only holds you back from living the life that was deemed for you and handed to you when God created you. And it's very vital that we come to that place and commit to ourselves, because the first step is commitment. Without committing to yourself, you can't really commit to anybody else. What we find that happens to us when we're not committed to ourselves is that people constantly treat us badly, and we're left disappointed. And those disappointments set the pace at which we begin to live our lives, either being rejected as a child and now seeking for somebody to accept you as an adult. And when you're not being accepted, it leads to disappointment, and depression kicks in, anxiety kicks in sometimes, fear kicks in sometimes, and you're lost in your own world, which is where death to the soul happens. And today it's all about you really getting to understand what this is and how you can begin to work on it. Like I said, the first step is knowing that you need to commit to yourself. Commitment to yourself allows you to begin to revive your soul. And once you begin to revive your soul, you can't turn back from yourself. That's the truth about this journey of healing, the journey of knowing you, the journey of loving you, the journey of understanding you, because without understanding you, no one else can really understand you. We're dead to our souls when we have a lot of pain in our lives. We're dead to our souls when we don't even know who we are. We're dead to our souls when our soul is separated from our body, mind, spirit, and soul. Those four parts are what we're made of. Let me say that again so you begin to understand it. We're made of four parts: the body, the mind, the spirit, and the soul. But when pain comes into our life, our soul begins to wander. We're separated. The spirit and soul are separated. And what we tend to focus on is our mind and our body. Body being that we start to feel depreciated. Mind, because we develop all these convoluted thoughts that are sometimes not facts and real, and we begin to dwell on them, and those begin to take us outside of who we are, and we begin to seek for other people to come in to fill the void that we have in our lives that they cannot feel or they don't even know about. And this is why we have to come back home to ourselves and revive our soul, so that when your soul is awakened, when you're conscious about who you are, when you know you, when you understand you, when you love you, when you build the relationship with yourself, everything else will fall into place with you. I'm saying this as somebody who has gone through this painful experience and journey and have continuously helped other people along the way to do the same. We sometimes don't want the truth. And the truth is actually what sets us free, because without the truth, you will be living a lie. You will be living the deception. You would have this imagery based on your thoughts about who you are, and it's not necessarily who you are. Sometimes it's who you're not that you're living as, because you've created all these personas in your mindset that you present on different occasions, and then the ego and fear also are laced with that, and those are actually allow you to get lost in your own world. So coming back to yourself requires commitment. Commitment is the first step. The second step is to be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to yourself in order to revive your soul. Where are you with you? What is it that you're struggling with? What are the issues that you're dealing with that you need to really look at so that you can begin to heal from those experiences that are meant to lead to your growth but are now retarding you in your journey? Again, experiences that we go through in life are meant to lead to our growth, not stunt our growth. Even the positive and the negative all contribute to us growing. Once you begin to be truthful to yourself, you will realize that you will now own those truthful moments. You will now have an opportunity to own those experiences. Own those experiences that you've been through. By owning those experiences, I mean you're also learning the lessons. Because without learning those lessons in the experiences that you're owning, you can't really open up to accepting what they are as is. You can't change the past. The past is history. And every day that we live is a brand new day. We're the only ones who carry yesterday and tomorrow into every day that we're granted. We're only granted today. And it's actually this moment, because you don't even know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, which is the future. And once you start to own every experience you've been through, you learn the lessons from them. And as you're learning the lessons, you begin to revive your soul. Because those lessons bring you an awakening of not knowing who you are, an awakening of all the struggles that you've been through, an awakening of all those experiences have taught you about yourself that you may not even have connected to. It's an awakening to your consciousness. What did this experience bring me? Yes, I may have had this past experience in this relationship that was bad, but what did I learn about myself? What was I choosing to accept? What was I choosing to allow? Where were my boundaries? Where were my requirements presented? Did I even have core values? Did I have a vision for my life and my relationship? And as you're learning those lessons, you're gaining a conscious awareness of who you are. You gain a conscious awareness of who you are. Give me 1 second to type that out. And as you begin to gain the conscious awareness, you begin to apply the lessons. That's where the conscious awareness comes in. What am I now learning about myself that I did not know? Now I can apply those lessons about what I'm learning to the conscious awareness I'm gaining. And in that moment, you begin to live truthfully to yourself. It's you realizing that you need to have a vision for your life. It's you realizing that you need to have goals for your life. It's you realizing the purpose for which you are here and why you're connecting to everybody. Everybody we connect to in our journey has a purpose. And this is where your soul begins to get awakened. And you're reviving your soul from the death that is gone through with the painful experiences, with the past, with all those disappointments, with all those feelings of rejection and abandonment. You're now reviving your soul because you're realizing, if I don't reject myself, nobody can reject me. If I don't abandon myself, nobody can abandon me. Because what I present is what I'm allowing, and what I'm allowing is what I'm choosing to accept. And as you begin to walk this journey, you become intentional. You become intentional about your life. And by becoming intentional, you commit to yourself more. Nobody can really help you get there if you're not becoming intentional about your own life. I went through this journey where I thought I was going to find someone to rescue me from my childhood pain, one of which was being raped at 17 that I never spoke about. But all I got was more disappointment. I was creating transactional relationships that weren't helping me to find myself. I was looking for somebody to rescue me, then I was trying to fix them to match what I was looking for, and sometimes projecting my own expectations on them, which they didn't know about. They also were people in pain, because pain always attracts pain, and I was attracting more pain to myself. Until I became tired, mentally and emotionally tired, and I had to work the journey of self-healing. And it's a painful journey. I will tell you that. Give me 1 second. Let me get, my allergies are acting up. It's a painful journey because you have to come to the point of telling yourself the truth that you've been running away from for a long time. How did I get here? What are some of the things that are even pushed me to get here? And what we don't realize in this journey is that when we're in a place of pain or trauma, that pushes you to do things that you don't even want to do sometimes. Because when you come back and think about it, you're like, I don't even know how I got here. What was I thinking? And all that comes to you during your healing process. Like I shared with you several times, when I was going through healing, I will laugh, I will cry, I will look at myself as, girl, you're so stupid to have done some of those things that you did. But it was all gaining that conscious awakening so that I can know how to move forward with myself. I can know how to create the vision for my life. I can now begin to set the core values. I can begin to look at the vision and look at my purpose and become purposeful in my journey. And then everybody I'm connecting with, I'm able to match my purpose with them because now I'm reviving my soul. The last step is reviving your soul. And once you start reviving your soul, you will realize that you're not interested in connecting to people who don't have an awakened soul. You will not connect to people who don't have an awakened soul because you're seeing yourself evolving. You're evolving and becoming whole. And if I can type, give me 1 second. You're evolving and becoming whole to become the best version of yourself. And one of the things you realize when you're evolving and becoming whole is that you recognize people that are in pain. You are now awakened. Your soul is no longer dead. Your soul is alive, connecting you to every single step and guiding you along the way. And you're looking at life like, oh, I used to be here. I don't want to go back there. And people begin to fall off in your life as you're evolving and becoming whole because they're no longer on the same level that you are. And you have to realize this. This is not what the society wants for you. This is what you have to want for yourself. This is what you have to commit to for yourself. And when you commit to it, let me tell you, you will disconnect a lot from social media that will take you away from who you are. You will disconnect a lot from a lot of people that are taking you away from who you are. You will realize that your journey in life is about you growing, knowing, and fulfilling your purpose. Because nobody else can do it for you. And life is only granted to us one time. One single time. To live, to breathe, to move, to have our being, and to fulfill our purpose. And to connect to the right relationships. Because if you're not doing all of that, and you're not evolving, and you're not becoming whole, but you're holding on to pain that can no longer serve you, guess what? Your soul is dead at that point. And you can't even feed yourself. You can pacify yourself with a lot of things, but you can't feed your soul because your soul is longing for answers. And you're not even connected to it to where you know what to feed it. You can't even hear your intuition, which is the spirit of God within you at that point. Like I said, there are 4 parts to us: the body, the spirit, the mind, and the soul. When you're lost in your own world, you're in your body and your mind is convoluted with thoughts, and the thoughts are not really factual. Sometimes they're illusions that we create. But when you're connected and you're in alignment, the last thing is alignment, complete alignment. When you're connected, when you're evolving and becoming whole, you're in complete alignment with your body, spirit, soul, and mind. And the 4 are always, in sync. You can hear your intuition prompt you about, hey, don't take that step. That is going to be detrimental to your health. Don't connect with those people because they're not where you're heading to. Those people will take you 10 steps back, and you really realize and put your boundaries in place and say, you know what? I've come this far. I'm not going back anymore. And you're able to say yes to yourself and no to people and to things that are not going to serve you or help you grow and evolve. When our souls are dead, we don't even know who we are. We're seeking for everything outside when everything that we need is within us. We came whole into the world. We came complete. But when we started losing sight of who we truly were created to be and become, we started to get lost in our own world. And we started connecting to people who are also lost in their own world, whose souls were also dead or are dying. And we began to live outside of who we were created to be. And the truth is, until you come back home to yourself, to evolve, to commit, to become, and to be in alignment with your true self, everything else will look like chaos to you. You will self-abandon. You will live in fear. You will have insomnia. You will panic, and you will keep looking for answers outside of yourself when the answers truly lies within. And coming back home to yourself allows you to become who you were really created to be and to evolve, to begin to live the best life. And when you begin to see that, when you begin to live that, you will realize the truth that will liberate you and give you freedom as you forgive yourself and give yourself the grace every single day. Knowing that mistakes and what people call failures are actually stepping stones towards you learning and growing. The truth is, nobody can do the work for you. I tried to look for people to do the work for me until I came back home to myself to heal myself. Nobody can heal you. You are the one who holds the power to heal yourself. And I had to go on that journey of healing myself. And I began that 12 years ago, and I've continued to help other people heal themselves along the journey. The truth is, you can't do it without you becoming committed to it. Let me say that again. You can't work this journey except you commit to yourself and become intentional about your own life. You see, everything outside of the truth that we run away from or run to makes us lose ourselves and die to ourselves. But until you sit down with yourself and tell yourself the truth, that you're tired of living the lie, that you're tired of faking it to make it, that you're tired of forming cliques that don't help you grow and become. It's not about the clothes that you put on or the things that you buy to pacify yourself. It's about your own wholeness, knowing who you are, understanding who you are, living truthfully to yourself, and understanding the purpose of you being on earth. Not everyone woke up today, but you've been granted another opportunity in grace and love to find you and know you and revive your soul and connect with the true self within you so that you can truly live. The life of purpose is not what we're being painted or giving every day by the societal culture or traditional norm or generational norm. Because sometimes our parents don't even know it. And they don't even have answers for us. And we kind of mirror them and get lost in our own world as well. Sometimes carrying all their generational trauma with us. But we have to break the cycle and commit to ourselves and find ourselves if we truthfully want to live. And so today I'm challenging you to take a deep dive into your life. Where are you with yourself? Ask yourself these questions. Where are you with yourself? That's the first question. Where are you with yourself? What are those experiences that you have buried that you need to learn from? What are those experiences that you have buried that you need to learn from, no matter how painful they are? What is life teaching you about yourself? Life is about discovering who you are. And if you're not discovering, you cannot truthfully live. What are you choosing to accept? What are you choosing to accept? Pain or healing? What are you choosing to accept? How much are you gaining a conscious awareness of who you are? How are you reviving your soul on a daily basis? And if you're not reviving your soul, it means you're accepting to allow your soul to die. And when your soul is dead, there's a disconnection. But to revive and awaken your soul is to gain a conscious awareness and to begin to live truthfully to yourself. Where are you with you? If you're tired of where you are, what are you doing to move forward from there? What steps are you taking on a daily basis to evaluate your life and see what you need to change? Because nobody else can change those things but you. How are you willing to commit to yourself on a daily basis? No one can commit to you if you're not committing to yourself. Are you choosing to continue to reject and abandon yourself? Are you choosing to find yourself? And as you ask yourself these deep questions, as we have this deep conversation, if you're truthfully tired, connect with me. I will more than be happy to support you with complimentary sessions that can help you get started. Because you know what? The next moment isn't guaranteed to any of us. But if that moment comes, will you be ready to exit knowing that you fulfilled why you're here? Because if you're not, then it's like you existed and you did not leave. And there's only one chance at life. And if you're not leaving it, then who else will leave it for you? Who else will find you? Who else will love you? Who else will heal you? And who else will commit to the purpose of which you were created? No one can do it but you. This is why I'm inviting you. If you need to connect with me, DM me, email me for support. I'm tired of seeing people wasting every single day they're giving and chasing things that are not even going to help them find themselves or connect to their true purpose. When you find you, when you love you, when you begin to understand the meaning of your life, the peace that you are seeking for outside begins to radiate from within you. And you begin to see, wow, how much have I lost my time? But it's never too late to begin. It's never, ever too late to begin. Because if you're watching this, there's a reason for you watching. And that's to gain that conscious awakening that no one else can give to you. And that's why I'm inviting you to connect with me so that we can begin to walk this journey while you're still living and breathing. I read books about this. I read Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality, Being Single, Beyond the Pain, and On Becoming Restored to help other people. You can get the books that have workbooks in them if you don't want to connect yet and begin to journal your own thoughts and what you're gaining in the books as you begin to read through and gain the conscious awakening that you need about yourself. And if you need coaching, feel free to contact me. You have to make the choice to want to live truthfully to yourself. I can't make that choice for you. You're the only one who can commit to making that choice and becoming intentional about your life. I've already made mine, and I'm not turning back from it. Because now that I've grown up to where I am, I'm still evolving. I'm still becoming restored. But where I am now, I can't go back to where I used to be 12 years ago. And I can't even connect to the same people that I used to be in the circle with 12 years ago because they're not where I am now and where I'm going. I have a vision for my life now and it's more clear. And I'm becoming more intentional. And I expect you to do the same thing once you commit to yourself. Because what you find is a lot of things in the world that we live in are actually fad. But the truth is what liberates us, allows us to accept forgiveness and give ourselves the grace to leave. Because nobody else can do it. If you have questions, I'll be more than happy to ask questions because the reason for asking questions is really to help you gain that momentum to commit to move forward. And I'll be more than willing to answer those questions for you. But if you don't have any questions, I'll be signing off. Again, feel free to connect to me, email, DM me, or visit my website to learn more. You can shop for the books. You can email me as well, coaching@KemiSogunle.com, and I'll be more than happy to support you on this journey call life while we're still living and breathing, because the next moment isn't guaranteed to us. It's only in this moment. And in this moment, you have to choose you. Because if you're not choosing you, you're choosing to reject yourself. And if you reject yourself, guess what? People that you come across that you set expectations with to help you gain the momentum to find yourself will sometimes disappoint you. Or they may even give you advice based on where they're operating from, not necessarily what you need. And after that moment of excitement and emotions, expire, because emotions and feelings do expire. When they expire, you find yourself back at square one and you're wondering, how did I get here again? But it takes commitment to yourself to really begin to awaken your soul and revive it so that you can live truthfully to yourself, then die to your soul every single day. That's about it I have for today. I hope you all have a great week. Never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. When you stop living, it means it's time to go back to the maker. But while you're still having grace every single day to live, breathe, and move and have your being, I pray that you're able to revive your soul, reconnect with your true self, find yourself, love yourself, know that you are indeed enough and you were created whole, and reconnect with that wholeness that you need to be able to live truthfully and purposefully while you're still living and breathing. Until next time, you all have a great day. Take good care. God bless. Bye-bye.